let us start with the today's class. This is Vera Smil, working as a contract lecturer in Government Polytechnic Warangal, and the subject is Industrial Management and Entrepreneurship. So, while completing this PPT, we will be able to know about the introduction to the material management and the importance of material management and the inventory control. So let us discuss the importance of material management. The average material cost is 64% of the sales value. The average materials cost is 64% of the sales value. Only 36% of cost is for wages and salaries, overhead and profits. Small change in material cost results large amount of money saving. Inventory. Let us see what is an inventory. Inventory is nothing but a place where the stock is stored. Materials. So these are all the materials. So what is the objective of material management? To reduce the material cost, to reduce the cost of the production, to ensure uniform flow of materials, for production, then to ensure the right quality, right quantity in right time at right place from right supplier. What are the objectives? To establish and maintain the good relations with the customers, to ensure maximum utilization of materials. So what are the functions of material management? First one is material planning, procurement or purchasing of materials, receiving and warehousing, storage and store administration, inventory control, external transportation and material handling, disposal of scrap surplus. Inventory in any idle resource which is usable and has value, the material stocked in order to meet an expected demand in future. What are the objectives of inventory control? To maintain inventories at optimum level, to provide the enough storage space, to adopt a suitable procedure of requisition, accrue record keeping, periodic review, and effective running of stores, to ensure prompt supply of materials, to adopt better methods of storing, maintenance procedures, to conduct the physical verification of records, ordering policies, to purchase the desired quantities. So what are the advantages of the inventory control? It ensures the availability of material, keeps the investments in inventories as low as possible, avoid delay in production schedule, and accurate delivery and adequate customer service, increases profitability, avoid running out of stock. So let us discuss about the inventory control techniques. The important inventory control techniques are ABC analysis, system of reordering, and economic order quantity. ABC analysis. It is difficult and costly to give equal attention to all the items to be purchased in the industry. Maximum attention can be given to items which consume more money. In general practice, the inventories are classified into three categories via A, B, C according to their value. Let us discuss the A-class items. It consists of 10% of total items and account for 70 degrees of total inventory cost, and this should be ordered in small quantities, and utmost care should be taken while purchasing these items, and the top executives should purchase these items. They should be stocked as minimum as possible. Two or more suppliers should be chosen for each item. Example machines, special tools, etc. Class A items. So these are the Class A items. Machines are the Class A items. Class B items. It consists of 20% of total items and account for 20% of total inventory cost, and they need moderate control. Purchases should be made on the basis of past requirements. A safety stock up to 3 months may be kept. Class B items. A special drill jig. Class C class item constitutes 70% of total items and account only for 10% of total inventory cost. Do not need any control. For example, bolts and nuts. C class items. It constitute least important items like washers, clips, rubber bands, alpins, etc. And it is procured just before the exhaust. Safety stock for 3 months or more can be purchased at an instant. So here these are the CDs. These are the Class C items, nuts, bolts, very small items can be referred as Class C items. So what are the parameters of inventory control? The parameters of inventory control are maximum stock. So maximum stock is nothing but the maximum quantity of material that is allowed to be kept in stores at any time. So you can keep the stock in the stores at any time. Next, minimum stock. So the lowest quantity of stores below which the stock is not allowed to fall in normal circumstances. Next, reorder point. A point at which a new order for the requirement of material is placed. A point at which a new order for the requirement of material is placed. Okay, next is a reorder point. So a point at which a new order for the requirement of the material is placed. Lead or procurement time. So time taken between ordering and receiving the material. The time taken between ordering and receiving the material. Uh, Next, buffer or safety stock. So not consumed in normal circumstances. Used when the stock is fully exhausted. The stock is utilized to keep the production continuous in emergency times. What is the cycle time? Time elapsed between two successive orders. So this is a safety stock. So the upper portion is nothing but the maximum stock. So the lower is nothing but the minimum stock. So in between this is a safety stock, and this is the reorder level line, and this is the lead time. Lead time means where the stock will increase. So this is the chart. X-axis you have time and y-axis inventory control. In this PPT, we'll be able to know about the duties and responsibilities of the storekeeper, and what are the layouts of the stores. So what are the duties of storekeeper or store officer? He have to check whether the material is received. He have to see the equipment goods. He have to verify and check the above as per specifications, to keep the material in right place, and to issue the materials only on proper authorization, to maintain all store records up to date, to preserve the material against theft, pilferage, fire, etc., and to maintain the reorder levels of stores. What are the duties of storekeeper? He is advised the management on day-to-day affair of stores, and not to allow unauthorized persons into the stores, and to check the balance in the bins with the physical balance in the bin, to keep the store clean and in good order, to plan for optimum utilization of cubic space. And what are the responsibilities of the storekeeper? So he should verify and check the material as per specifications, and classify the material and give them the correct code number, and he have to take precautions against theft, and take precautions against theft, pilferage, damage, spoilage, and the issue of material. What are the responsibilities of storekeeper? He should suggest the purchase department about the names of suppliers. He should suggest purchase department about the time to purchase, and regularize any irregularities detected by verifying authority. What are the location and the layout of stores? For quick and easy delivery of materials, items of frequent use should be kept near the storekeeper, and the heavy and bulk items should be placed near the exit door. Location on and the layout of stores. Inflammable materials should be placed very far from main stores, and preferably be buried underground. Liquid materials should be placed in proper drums, cans, barrels, containers. Toxic materials should be placed in well ventilated areas. So see, these are the cans, liquid material storage. The layout of stores. The storeroom should be divided into columns and rows, and so that the material will be placed, and a separate place should be arranged for chemicals, paints, tools, stationery, etc. And articles of like nature should be grouped. For lengthy and bulky items, open space should be used. Example, channels, steel rods, etc. Small items that are stored in small and closed bins. Examples like nails, screws, etc. So these are the bins, small bins. So everything is stored in it. Layout of stores. It should ensure the separate space for receipt and issue counters. It should ensure separate space for inspecting staff. It should ensure adequate space in between rows. It should ensure proper place for fire extinguisher and sandbags, etc. It should ensure the sufficient flexibility for expansion of the layout, and it should ensure through space around the stores. Next, we will let discuss about the storage equipments. The commonly used equipments in the stores are the racks. It is used to accommodate the bars, sheets, plates, tires, cables. What is a bin? Bin is nothing but storing items of general nature, for example, bolts, nuts, nails, washers, and close type shelves. Store small and loose items, example, hand tools, pipe fittings. Racks, these are the racks. These are the bins and drawers. Storage equipment. Open type shelf. It is used for small boxes of components, example, ball bearings, paints, files, drills. Pallets, used for storage and transportation. Stocking boxes, used to hold standard quantity of components. Pallets, these are the pallets. These are the storage equipments. Next is, what is this? Stores records. So store record is can be noted in a stock register. So what is a stock register? It is a dead stock or non-consumable register. Non-consumable means you are not usually consuming it, and once taken, and it will be used for years together. So that kind of a material is stored in the stock register. And consumable register, the register which gives you the which allows you to consume the materials. Next, daily receipt register, issue register, store ledger, stores records. It is a surplus stock register. It suspends the register. It condemns the article register, loan register. And whenever the material comes into the store, it is entered in daily receipt register, and the material is then inspected and entered in stock register. Next, store ledger. Store ledger contains description of material with their code numbers and addresses of suppliers, purchase order number, and quantity received, quality of material. To whom it should be issued, balance of items. So this is the store ledger. So let us see this store ledger. So you have to write down a name of the article in this tabular form with a bin number, then date of transaction, source, specification, receipt, issued, balance, rate, amount, sign, rate, result, sign of verifying officer, indicating everything you have to write in this tabular form. Indent or requisition for the issue of material register. So if you need a certain material and you want a request to issue the material, so what we have to do? So you have to write out an indent for the material duly signed by a competent authority is presented to the storekeeper, so that whenever he will be free, he will take out the material and he will provide. So whenever any material is required in any one of the shops, the material issued to different departments will be entered in the issue register. Indent for material. So this is the indent for material. What is the book number, date, indent number, department, to the storekeeper, please issue the material. Description of the material with code number, work order number, section number, weight, measurement, etc. What is a surplus stock register? This register maintains record of items which are not used for long time, that is above 3 years. These materials are declared as surplus and maintained in surplus stock register. Suspense register. The register which maintains defective items or items received in excess is known as suspense register. Condemned article register. Loan register. Non-consumable material issued from stores on loan basis for a certain period is recorded in loan register. Empty containers and packages register. This register maintains the record of empty containers and packages. So these are disposed by auction at convenient intervals. Open type, closed type shelves also we have seen. Stocking boxes, pallets, these are the pallets. Consumable register and non-consumable register we have discussed. Next, surplus stock register, loan register, stock register. Whenever the material comes, we will write down. Storage ledger contains description of the material with their code numbers, addresses, purchase, quantity received, quality of material, to whom it should be given. So these we have seen. So and wherever any material is required, any of the shops, the material issued to different departments will be entered in this. Next, indent for material. So indent of material we have seen. Surplus stock register. These register maintains record of items which are not used for long time, that is above 3 years. If there is above 3 years, there will be change in the material and the material will break. So in order to resist that one, you will maintain a record so that it shouldn't be used above 3 years. And next is, these materials are declared as surplus and maintained in surplus stock register. Suspense register. The register which maintains defective items or items received in excess is known as suspense register. Next, condemned register, article register. So the register which maintains the record which is authorized to be condemned by authority persons. Loan register. Non-consumable material issued from stores on loan basis for certain period is recorded in loan register. Next. Empty containers and package register. So these register maintains the record of empty containers and packages. These are disposed by auction at convenient levels. So what are the empty containers and packages register? The register maintains the record of empty containers and packages. These are disposed by auction at convenient intervals. Let us start the review. Let us discuss the review of the previous PPTs. So, the first we have discussed the importance of the material management. What is a material? How you have to procure the material? What is the importance of the proper material? So, how you have to manage the material properly? So, the average material cost is 64% of the sales value. So 60, whatever the sales value will be there, like if you got 100 rupees, so 64 rupees it takes to buy a material, and 40 rupees is nothing but your profit. So only 36% cost is for wages, salaries, overheads, and profit, etc. Okay, so in that remaining 36% is given to the wages, salaries is given, expenses has been taken, and then profits. Some change in material cost results large amount of material saving. Okay, so if there is a result, or if you are storing, if you are not using 64% in the material cost, then whatever remains is nothing but the profits. Next, inventory. What is an inventory? See here, this is an inventory. You are having different kinds of bins, racks. So in that racks and bins, you are going to store the material. So inventory is nothing but the place where you store the stock, okay, materials. So these are all the material. Objective of material management. What is the objective? It reduces the material cost, which reduces the cost of production. Next, to ensure uniform flow of materials for production. To ensure the right quality, right quantity, in right time, at right place, from right supplier. So what is the objective of material management? We have discussed that it establishes or it maintains good relations with the customers. It maintains good relations with the customers, and it ensures maximum utilization of materials. Okay, it ensure the maximum utilization of material. To ensure the maximum utilization of material. Next, what are the functions of material management? What are the Functions of material management: material planning, procurement or purchasing of materials, receiving and warehousing, storage and store administration. Next, inventory control, external transportation and material handling. Next, disposal of scrap surplus, inventory control in any idle resource. Inventory control in any idle resource which is usable and has value. Next, material stocked in order to meet an expected demand in future. Next, what are the objectives of inventory control? To maintain inventories at optimum level, to provide enough storage space, to adopt a suitable procedure of requisition, and accurate record keeping, periodic review. So, and it effective running of stores can be done, and supply of materials also can be done, and it is used to adopt the better storing method and maintenance procedures. To conduct the physical verification of records, ordering policies. To purchase the desired quantities. Advantages. What are the advantages of the inventory control? It ensures availability of material. It ensures availability of material. Keeps the investments in inventories as low as possible. It avoids delays. It avoids delays in production schedule. Accurate delivery can be done and adequate customer service is done. It increases profitability. Avoid running out of stock. And inventory control techniques are ABC analysis and system of reordering and economic order quantity. So these are the three methods in the ABC analysis. It is very difficult. It is very difficult and costly to give equal attention. It's very difficult and costly to give equal attention. Equal attention to see all the items to be purchased in the industry. So it is very difficult. So maximum attention can be given to items which consumes more money. So in general practice, the inventories are classified into three categories. So the inventories are classified into three categories. One is A, second is B, and third is C. A, B, and C. According to A class items, it consists of 10% of total items. It of 10% of total items and 70% of total inventory cost. So this should be ordered in small quantities. It should be ordered in small quantities. Next, utmost care should be taken while purchasing these items. Utmost care should be taken, and they should be stocked as minimum as possible. So you should not store it. You should not store it a high amount of stock in the industry. Otherwise, you may get a loss, as the material will be uh, destroyed. So for each item you have to select two suppliers. Next, this is the machine, this is the drilling machine. Next, B class items. So it consists of 20% of total items and 20% of inventory cost. Next, they need moderate control, and purchase should be made on the basis of past requirements. So a stock will be there, safety stock will be there, and you will store it before 3 months. So this is a sensitive drilling machine or drill jig. Next, the third one is C class items. It consists of 70% of total items and 10% of inventory cost. It doesn't need any control. Why? Because it is the category where very small parts are made, like nuts, bolts, and all. C class item. It consists at least important items like washers, clips, rubber bands, alpins, etc. And a safety stock is purchased before 3 months. So these are the classic C items. If at all, if you buy the safety stock also, it doesn't lead you to a high loss, because the cost of material will be very less, and cost of the tools and cost of the small parts will be very less while comparing to the class A and class B. So this is the graph. This shows you the A class, B class, and C class. Parameters we have seen. What is the words used in the inventory control is, first is maximum stock, minimum stock. Maximum is nothing but maximum quantity. Minimum is nothing but minimum quantity. Next, reorder point. A point at which new order is placed. Lead or procurement time. Time taken between ordering and receiving the material. Safety stock. It is not consumed in normal circumstances. When the stock is fully exhausted, you will take it. Cycle time, uh, one complete revolution or two successive orders is called as a cycle time. So this is a safety stock. The first line is the maximum stock. The last bottom line is the minimum stock, and in between this you will have a reorder level. Then you will have a lead time where you will be stopped. Hmm? And this graph is between the inventory level and the time. We have even discussed what are the duties of storekeeper or store officers to receive the material, equipment, goods, to verify and check, to keep the material in the right place, to issue the material only for proper authorization, and to maintain all store records, and to preserve the material against theft. Next, to maintain the reorder levels of stores, not to allow unauthorized persons into stores, to check the balance in the bins with the physical balance in the bin, to keep the store clean and in good order, to plan the optimum level, to plan for optimum utilization of cubic space. Responsibilities. So responsibilities of the storekeeper is he should verify and check the availability, classify and correct code number. He should take precautions against theft, damage and spoilage, and issue of the materials, and he have to suggest the purchase and name of the suppliers. He have to suggest time to purchase, regularize for a quick and easy delivery of materials. He have to items of frequent use should be kept near the store, and heavy and bulk items should be placed. Location and layout of stores we have seen. So this is the location. Liquid material storage layout. Storeroom should be divided into columns and rows, and all the separate tools or chemicals, paints, stationery, etc. have to be uh, arranged in such a way that it should be very easier to pick it up, and articles of like nature should be grouped. For lengthy and bulky items, open space should be used, and the small items should be stored in small and closed bins. See here, these are the closed bins. In this you have used nails, screws, nuts, bolts, etc. Ensure the separate space for inspecting staff. Ensure adequate space in between rows. Flexibility for expansion. Space around the stores.